everybody, and welcome to the weekly scopes from the 12th to the 18th of May. Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's weekly scopes. If you've heard this before, you can skip, but this is just the intro on how I formulate these astrology weekly readings. I use astrology and my intuition to give you advice how you can practically use the knowledge of the stars and the planets and apply them to your life. So my weekly scopes are all based on GMT time and on Vedic Constellational Astrology. So now I'm just going to explain what Vedic Constellation Astrology is and how it differs from Western astrology. So the precession of the equinox is sort of like something that happens in astronomy and astrology, where the Earth's axis undergoes a slow circular motion over 26,000 years, and basically this means that this motion causes a shift in the position of the equinoxes and also the calculation Vedic and Western astrologies use. So around 2,000 years ago, the tropical and sidereal Vedic astrology signs of astrology were aligned in the same position. So if the sun was in Scorpio in Vedic astrology, it was also in the constellation of Scorpio in Western astrology. But because of the precession of the equinoxes, this has caused a gradual westward sort of like drift of the tropical western signs. So basically these signs and the western signs shift 1 degree with every 72 years. So as a result of this ongoing shift, when Western astrology says the sun is in the constellation of Pisces, it's typically in the constellation of Aquarius. Still, this is because the degree, orb and the date for Western and Vedic astrology are 24 degrees 24 days apart. So in Western astrology, the sun enters the constellation of Pisces around the 19th of February each year, but actually the sun doesn't arrive into the constellation of Pisces until the 13th to the 15th of March each year. And Vedic astrology takes this into account because it's based on the fixed star positions, and Vedic astrologers use sidereal calculations. So as a result, Vedic astrology takes into account the actual positions of the constellations in the sky at any given time, and also considers the precession of the equinox, adjusting for the shift in the position of the equinoxes over time. But in terms of Western astrology follows the tropical zodiac, which is based on the seasons rather than fixed star positions. Western astrologers also do not directly account for the precession of the equinox in their calculations as well, so this results in slightly different calculations and interpretations that are given whether we're using Western astrology or Vedic astrology. So yeah, as I said, Western astrology uses specific dates. So every year, regardless of where the sun actually is at the sky, the sun moves into Pisces around the 19th of February. So yeah, this discrepancy, this misalignment between the tropical zodiac and the actual positions of the constellations has led to a discrepancy between Vedic astrology and Western astrology. So I consider the actual where the sun and the moon are and where Mars and Venus are at any given time, and this is how I formulate these sort of like weekly scopes. So yeah, thanks for listening to this, and let's dive into this week's weekly scope. So this week we've got two parallels that are affecting us. The first is the sun making a parallel, which is the same as a conjunction to Uranus. This entered on the 4th of May, is exact on the 12th of May, and leaves us on the 21st of May. Then we've got the sun making a parallel to Jupiter, and this also entered on the 4th of May, exact on the 14th of May at 3:46 p.m. The exact of the sun's parallel to Uranus is at 7:43 a.m. on the 12th of May. Forgot to give the times, but yeah. And the sun's parallel to Jupiter is leaving us on the 28th of May at 9:54. So these are really, especially the sun's parallel to Jupiter, is going to be affecting us for the next 2 weeks. So when the sun is making a parallel to Uranus, it brings a period of unexpected and sudden change. It can make us more innovative, be more original, and have breakthroughs in like various aspects of our life. It encourages us embracing our individuality and thinking outside of the box. So for instance, someone may suddenly receive exciting news that leads them to pursue a new path that they've never considered before. On the downside, this transit can also bring about unpredictability, restlessness and rebelliousness. It might create tension or disrupt routines, leading to challenges, instability or relationships. So someone may feel the urge to rebel against authority under this sort of like energy. Some of you may want to just break free from restrictions, from constraints that have been holding you back in your life, and this for some of you can cause like a temporary turbulence, turmoil in your personal or professional life. On the other hand, the sun's parallel to Jupiter represents a time of expansion, growth and positivity. It can bring opportunities for us to just feel more abundant. We may not have, all the money and the relationships we want, it doesn't mean that. It just means that we may just have an inwardly sense of feeling, yeah, I'm blessed, life is good. But for some of you, you can have, luck, extra money coming in, gambling and success from other places, but always gamble responsibly. I want to put that in, and never gamble as much more than what you can afford to lose. And I know that is easier said than done if you have addictive personalities and your fingers gambling, but yeah. Anyway, some of you under this influence may receive a promotion at work, or go for that promotion at work, or just encounter other favourable circumstances that lead to financial gains, or just for you to just be feeling like, yeah, I'm just happy, I'm at one with myself or whatever. But on the negative end, people can be overly optimistic, overconfident, and this can lead to taking uncalculated risks or overlooking important details, which can result in missed opportunities or disappointment if your expectations are not met. Additionally, there can be a tendency towards extravagance or overindulgence, which can lead to financial losses or conflicts with others. So the best use of this energy is to sort of like use the sun's parallel to Uranus this week to embrace change, adapt to new situations, and channel any rebelliousness that it may bring out in you. So you may be like, I just want to break the rules, make sure you do it in a creative way, not a reckless way. Challenge convention, but think about it, be strategic, because remember that Saturn, especially in esoteric astrology, which I follow, co-rules Uranus, so the power, the influence is there, astrological support is there for you to be more grounded at this time. So yeah, stay open-minded, seize opportunities for growth and expansion, while also maintaining a realistic outlook. Don't get too carried away, and balance your optimism with practicality, and doing that can help you make the most of this positive energy. So yeah, just be mindful that all transits come with their challenges and benefits. So to make the use of this energy, just be mindful and open-minded. So yeah, on the 12th of May, the sun makes a parallel to Uranus, so I just talked about that. It's exact at 7:44, and then the moon enters its void of course at 9:35 in the evening. Then on the 13th of May, yeah, that was short, wasn't it? But yeah, on the 13th of May, the moon enters Cancer at 35 minutes past midnight. And remember, all times are in GMT, and it's based on constellational astrology. But yeah, Mercury also makes a semi-sextile to Jupiter, and the Sun makes a conjunction to Uranus, and Venus makes a sextile to Saturn as well. So as you know, the conjunction is the same as the parallel, but yeah, it makes this exact conjunction at 11:44. So anyway, when the moon enters Cancer, it gives us a chance to be more sensitive, be more nurturing to ourselves and others, and we can have a stronger desire for comfort and security. It encourages us to connect with our inner selves and be more empathetic and compassionate towards ourselves and others. It can be a time where we just find peace and solace in spending quality time with ourselves or loved ones, and just doing things that nourish our souls and makes us feel good. It can make us overindulge as well in toxic substances. Cancer energy, it's a water energy, like Scorpio and Pisces as well, so there's always a danger of overdoing it, so just watch out for that as well. Mercury semi-sextile to Jupiter helps us to be more intellectually or intuitively switched on. It promotes clear thinking, clearer intuition, optimism, and gives us like a thirst for knowledge. It encourages us to be more meaningful with our words and action, share ideas and seek out opportunities for growth and learning. It is a good energy to brainstorm with, especially in creative projects, and network with like-minded individuals and start educational sort of like projects and research that broaden your horizons and your knowledge base and stuff like that as well. Good for meditation and stuff like that as well. But also the Sun makes a conjunction to Uranus, so it brings unpredictability and innovation to the week, which we've already got a lot of with the Sun's power out to Uranus anyway. So with this energy, it allows us to be more liberated, more free in our thinking outside of the box, and just having more courage and excitement about life. But negatively, it can add to the restlessness and impulsiveness, cause disruptions in our routines. So we have to embrace being spontaneous and be open to navigating unexpected changes that can come with flexibility and resilience. Venus's sextile to Saturn brings harmony and stability to our relationships and values, and creates a sense of commitment, loyalty, and helps us to be more responsible in our interactions with others. It encourages us to build solid foundations in our relationships that are based on mutual respect and trust and perseverance. It wants us to prioritise long-term satisfaction over short-term gratification, which can lead to deepening connections and emotional maturity. It's a good energy to express love and give appreciation towards those who we value in our life, who have significance in our life. So good for telling that person, I love you, I want to date you, I'm sorry for how I hurt you, and being open to receiving that sort of talk and conversation as well. Great energy for making practical investments for your future, especially your well-being, so exercising, thinking about the things you eat. Are you drinking enough water? Are you nurturing yourself? Thinking about your inner values. Are you living life in alignment with your actual values, or trying to live up to society expectations and doing things that other people want you to do versus what you authentically want to do, so just breaking free from conformity as well. Venus's sextile to Saturn can help us appreciate the beauty of creating lasting bonds with others and value patience and sustainability in our relationships. And if you're single, just appreciate the beauty of being with yourself and love on yourself, as I keep on saying, and it can allow us to approach love and connection with a sense of commitment and dedication. So good for proposals, making those hookups and casual connections firm, especially if you're both, only if you're both on the same page. You may declare your love and they may say no, but I've learned, because I've been someone who's been sometimes struggle with speaking my mind, especially when it comes to love and how I feel and stuff. If you like someone, it's going to hurt anyway. I believe all relationships hurt because we're human, we make mistakes. We can, even if we're not intending to hurt the other person, sometimes we hurt them. That's what I meant by that. So it's just best to speak your mind, and this is why I say, the best relationship anyone should have is with the higher power they believe in, but with themselves. Because if we have that solid, stable core within ourselves, when life says no, so if a lover says no, I don't want to be with you, we still have ourselves, through that heartbreak. It doesn't mean that we don't experience the heartbreak still, it just means that we are there, because sometimes we can abandon ourselves when we go through heartbreak and we feel like we're alone, but we're actually with ourselves. Actually, that's the reality of it. So when we build that lifelong relationship with ourselves and giving ourselves the commitment and dedication and nurturing that we need, this is how we can give commitment, dedication and nurturing to others as well. And if we have a stable relationship with ourselves, this is how we can have a stable relationship with others as well. So yeah, Venus's sextile to Saturn helps us to bring stability and groundedness into our emotional connections. It encourages us to invest time and effort into building strong foundations that can withstand the test of time, creating trust, respect and mutual understanding. And as I said, if you are single, you can still do this with yourself. So these energies allows us to be grounded, so it's good for personal growth and sort of like finding the balance between stability and being innovative, being creative and original, but it can also bring unpredictability, so we just need to be balanced as well. It emphasises the significance of long-term commitment, loyalty and responsibility in creating strong connections with ourselves and others, and by prioritising lasting satisfaction over instant gratification, putting things off. You know, delayed gratification can be hard, especially in the world we live in now, where we can get everything instantly. We don't even have to leave our house anymore. We can get food, books, whatever it is, we can get everything delivered. So, but sometimes, you know, we have to learn to say no to ourselves, even if we can give ourselves the things that we want. And this is how we build lasting satisfaction over time, and it can help us just deepen emotional bonds that we have. Because sometimes we can think, if a relationship ain't going well, oh well, why not I'll just go and swipe right on someone else. You know, we've got dating apps and that, so it's easier to, you know, not stick things out. But this energy shows us the value of long-term commitment and going through the hard times with someone and deepening that bond and expressing love, and you know, making practical investments with our time and other resources, and really nurturing our well-being with things that nourish and cherish it. And it just helps us to be more authentic in our partnerships and build them based on mutual integrity rather than just passing fancy, you know. So yeah, on the 14th of May, the Sun enters Taurus. The Sun also makes a parallel with Jupiter at 3:47. So when the Sun enters Taurus, and of course I've done a whole in-depth audio about this if you want to check it out, but in short, the Sun in Taurus allows us to be more stable, more practical and sensual, and it allows us to be more resilient and persevere through the difficulties of life, allows us to enjoy life's simple pleasures and be more determined. So, you know, this is a good energy to just appreciate nature, appreciate a flower, appreciate the wind or the rain, breath, good for breathwork, meditation as well. And it just encourages us to be more grounded, reliable and patient in our plans. You know, negatively it can make us stubborn, make us resistant to change and overly materialistic, so it's important to guard against becoming too fixed in our ways and getting stuck in routines that no longer serve us. The best use of this energy is to, as I said, appreciate nature, indulge in self-care routines and cultivate a sense of stability and security in your life. So it makes it great for setting practical goals, working out your budgets and stuff like that, and working towards financial security in general, building lasting relationships based on trust and loyalty. And by embracing, you know, the Sun in Taurus energy, Venus energy, we can find success through perseverance and a steady approach to achieving our desires. On the 15th of May, the Moon enters void of course at 48 minutes past midnight. Mercury makes a semi-sextile to Neptune, and the Moon enters Leo as well at 10:56. The Moon's North Node goes direct at 12:38. The Moon enters its first quarter moon phase. So yeah, when Mercury forms a semi-sextile with Neptune, it can increase and supports creativity and spiritual insights. It helps us with our creative plans and expression, and helps us to express our emotions more effectively and easily. Negatively, it can bring confusion and misunderstandings if you know, facts are not communicated clearly. So watch out for deceptive communication. Neptune energy, even though this is a semi-sextile, so positive, Neptune energy can always make us fall into delusion and wanting to be manipulated or escape into toxic relationships or overindulgence in food, drugs, alcohol and other things that are toxic to you. When the moon enters Leo, it brings a boost in confidence and it can bring a desire for recognition, so people can be all drama like which can be good or bad things. So does sign, but allow other people to sign as well. It's good for taking leadership in your life, but as I said, it can make us too dramatic, too egotistical, so we just need to watch out for that. When the moon's north node goes direct, it signifies a time for personal growth and karmic connections. It can bring a sense of purpose and direction in life, guiding us towards our true path and fulfilling relationships or opportunities. But there may be challenges in letting go of past patterns or facing unresolved issues to progress forward. Positively, the first quarter moon helps us to make decisions and take action. It supports us in overcoming obstacles we face this week, and it pushes us towards our goals with more determination and focus. And we can use this energy to set intentions, make plans and start new projects that can lead to significant progress. But we just need to watch out for being impatient or making rash decisions, and so that we can ensure our long-term success and stability. So balancing enthusiasm with practicality is key today. On the 16th of May, there's nothing to report. On the 17th of May, Venus makes a semi-sextile to Chiron, Mercury makes a square to Pluto, Mars makes a semi-square to Jupiter, and Mercury makes a parallel to Chiron as well, and the Moon enters its void of course phase, and the Moon also enters Virgo at 11:35. So this is an instance where the Moon is void of course for like a short amount of time. It's just like 3 hours and a bit, so yeah. But remember, when the moon's void of course, it's always making a minor aspect. Void of course moon means that it's just not making any major aspects like opposition or conjunction, square and stuff like that. So yeah, Venus's semi-sextile to Chiron allows us to heal past wounds from our relationships that are to do with low self-esteem and worth. It can increase our ability to emphasize with others, and this can just help us have deeper connections with others or just feel deeply more connected with ourselves as well. But negatively, there can be a tendency to dwell on past hurts, and it can bring up insecurities that can lead to emotional, spiritual, psychological vulnerability or over dependence on others for validations. So the best use of this energy is to work on self-love and forgiveness, engage in creative pursuits and bring emotional healing, to create supportive relationships based on mutual understanding and compassion with others. Mercury square to Pluto positively allows us to have deep insights and transformative communication. It gives us the ability to uncover hidden truths and motivations. On the negative end, it can bring power struggles and excessive thoughts, conflicts, because we may feel the need to control conversations or information on others at this time. So listen to others, assert your views, but try and create an active listening space rather than be like, I'm right, you're wrong, listen to me, I dominate you. No, that is not the way to go. So the best use of this energy is to channel it into research, therapy sessions, intense problem solving discussions to gain clarity and release mental blocks and promote psychological growth in yourself and others as well. Mars is semi-square to Jupiter positively helps us be more confident, more ambitious, and gives us that drive for growth and expansion, and it can provide the courage to take calculated risks and pursue new opportunities. But negatively, it can make us overconfident, impulsive in our actions, and conflicts can come up over a desire to put boundaries without considering consequences right now. So the best use of this energy is to channel it into physical activities, goal setting, which strategic planning and assertiveness. Be more open to taking that lead in your relationship or at work. Maximise your productivity whilst avoiding reckless behaviour. Mercury's parallel to Chiron. The best use of this energy is to self-reflect on the ways that you communicate, and it allows us to heal through communication as well and gain insights into past traumas, especially those to do with words that others said or words you said or words that wasn't said by yourself or others as well. It promotes emotional growth and self-awareness, but negatively it can make us dwell too much on past pain and struggle with effective communication and make us too vulnerable with our emotions. The best use of this energy is to journal, to have therapy session with an actual therapist, so you can do that kind of work, mirror work, where you pretend to be the therapist and you're the client with yourself as well. Just have heart-to-heart conversations that help you heal emotionally, spiritually or psychologically, and just to express repressed emotions and just work towards greater self-acceptance, acceptance of life in general and others, and just do all you can to start that work of, healing work that can help you gain more inner stability and peace. Finally, on the 18th of May, Mercury makes a semi-square to Saturn, Venus makes a conjunction to Uranus, and the Sun makes a conjunction to Jupiter. Okay, so Mercury's semi-square to Saturn supports practical thinking, us being more disciplined and structured in communication and action. It allows us to pay attention to detail and plan for our future with a realistic perspective, which is always good in a down-to-earth sort of like way, make plans, live your wildest dreams, plan for your wildest dreams, yeah. So negatively, it brings challenges in expressing ideas effectively and delays in receiving important information. There can also be a tendency towards negative thinking or feeling restricted in our self-expression. The best use of this energy is to organise our thoughts, focus on important tasks that require precision, and engage in serious discussions or planning sessions. It's a good energy and time to review contracts or documents thoroughly. Venus makes a conjunction to Uranus as well, as I said, so this allows us to be more excited about life, more creative about life, take innovative approaches to our relationships and finances. It can bring unexpected romantic encounters, unique opportunities for financial growth and the desire for freedom in personal connections. Negatively, it can lead to sudden changes in relationships or financial instability. If decisions are made impulsively without careful consideration, there might be a tendency to seek out excitement at the cost of stability. The best use of this energy is to explore new social activities, experiment with our personal style or finances, and be open to being spontaneous in relationships while also maintaining a sense of balance and stability. The Sun's conjunction to Jupiter allows us to be confident, more optimistic, can just, bring us that sense of abundance, just, into the weekend. It can just increase self-expression, generosity. It's a good energy to use to spending time with your friends and family, and it also brings opportunities for growth and expansion and success in various areas of your life. So whatever you're working on at the moment, this allows it to run more smoothly. But negatively, us being overconfident or exaggerating at this time can just lead to us, overestimating our abilities, overspending and all of that, because Jupiter's energy always makes us overdo it, and Jupiter's here with the Sun, which is like our ego, so we can overdo our ego, overdo our sense of, we can be more arrogant, take on too much without proper planning, and we can overlook important details in favour of, just thinking on the big picture. It's good to think big, but also remember we must think about the small details. So the best use of this energy is to set ambitious goals, expand your horizons through travel, education, and seek opportunities for personal, professional development, and focus on spreading positivity and abundance in your interactions with others while also staying grounded. So yeah, that's the end of this week. I hope you have a good week, everyone, and if if you like this, like, share. This really helps me and gives me feedback, and so yeah, that was the weekly scopes from the 12th to the 18th of May.